Hey, besties. Let's throw some shade, honey. You ready to get into it? This may have been the best party that Kyle ever hosted at her house. I'm not talking about what happened in the episode, but I'm just looking in the background. It was very well attended. Lots of men and women and bands and mechanical bulls and tattoo artists. And it was just a lot of people there. But where was Kyle's friend Faye? Did Mauricio get her in the divorce? Where was Morgan? Huh? Morgan. Did Morgan break up with Kyle? Hey, besties, welcome. You are now behind the shade, and thanks for joining me. I recap your favorite reality shows weekly. Now let's kiki and ha ha and get into another episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It's season 14, episode 5, High Horses and Low Blows. Um, huh. Do we like the title of this episode? No. The theme of the party was diamonds and denim, or denim and diamonds. Why neither one of those words? That should have been in the title. Denim and diamonds and low blows. Denim, diamonds, and low blows. That's what the title should have been called. Anyway, besties, how would you rate this week's episode? It was eh, eh, I'm gonna give it a 6. I'm serious. It's gonna get a low rating from me. Drop down in the comments and let me know what you thought about this week's episode. And don't forget to like my video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, please, 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 please. And make sure your notification bell is on. Ding dong. It's a free way to support my channel. And you will always be notified and up to date whenever I post new content. Now, Kyle and Sutton goes over to Jen's party house. Her party house is next door to her real house where she lays her head, okay? She lives in Bel Air. Both of these homes are next door. The house that they hang out in is her party house. That's where she has her brunches, parties, meetups, and you don't have to come to her real house. That's how rich this woman is. Hello, okay? So she also lets us know that she has a home in Vegas, and that's where her and her boyfriend are at. That's where they spend time because they're both professional poker players. So she does that in Vegas. There's a beach house in Malibu, but the ghost lives there, and he don't like her to be there, and she don't mind. She hasn't been to that house in 5 or 6 years. Girl, I know you lying. Kyle is going to host her Denim and Diamonds party, and this is the first time she will be throwing a party without Mauricio. Sutton says that she may feel liberated afterwards and be like, yeah, this is Kyle's house. Kyle is struggling with the invitations. She doesn't know what to say. She doesn't know where to tell you where you're going. Are you going to Kyle's house? Whatever Mauricio's last name is, that house. It's like, Kyle, just say the house. That's all you got to say is the house. Or come on over to Kyle's. I mean, come on, girl. We all know that Mauricio won't be there. But it feels weird. I understand it's strange. She's lost. She's been with this man, pushing probably 30 years of her life, at least 25. So yeah, I get it. Totally understandable, but your guests will understand too. And the ones who show up, hopefully you can consider them your support system. Because hey, everybody on this cast is divorced now. You and Dorit are going through it. Y'all the last of the Mohicans, honey. Because you get rid of all the married people. Camille, she's there. She's on she's married again, and Taylor remarried also. So there's hope. There's hope. What about that other lady? The one that owns the Sacramento Kings. Did she remarry? Wasn't she on Beverly Hills? She was. Okay. So Kyle also said that she felt better the day after her and Dorit cleaned and cleared the air. Sutton uh Sutton was like, okay. And then she was like, yeah, after that, I had to take over, because her and Dorit got into it on the Sprinter van. And then Erica got into it. So Sutton just said she just wanted the group to be able to express their feelings without being ganged up on. She's really trying to push this sisterhood narrative. But to have a sisterhood, Sutton, you have to be a sisterhood. Okay. And that's the part that Sutton is struggling with. And Dorit and Erica point this out to her the whole darn episode. Oh, Lord. Whoo. But Sutton says, but Dorit made it all about Teddy. Child, we don't want Teddy back. I don't even remember her. I do remember her, but she didn't leave an impact like that Lisa Rinna. Do we miss Lisa Rinna? I guess we don't. No one brings her up. Everybody goes back in time and talk about Teddy, Denise, Kim, Lisa Vanderpump, and Camille seems to always pop in and pop out. But we even talk about Crystal, but you never hear anybody talking about Lisa Rinna. Interesting. So Erica goes over and visits Dorit's son. What's his name? Jagger. I don't know. He's getting ready to go play tennis or something. So cute. He's 10 years old now. And they grabbed some water, sit outside, and so they both said how tired they were when they got back from Oceanside. Just so exhausting, just mentally and emotionally exhausting. Dorit hasn't talked to PK in 2 weeks because remember, he said they need to break their codependency of talking 4 or 5 times a day. Okay. Dorit is happy now and says her and Kyle, they can start over, start from the beginning and move forward. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Now back to PK not being in the house and all that. Erica was saying how she knows what it's like to live in a home and because her mom has been separated twice. And she was just saying in her confessional how the kids know they can feel the energy in the house has shifted. You try to do all this acting like these kids don't know. They know. I don't know why these parents are protecting their children from what you got to break it down to them, child. You got to break it down. This affects them too. Okay, so they talk about how much they like Bose, and they flash back. They went to dinner, and they're out, and so I believe Bose was explaining that she can be a little, and Erica said blunt, and she's like, "Yeah, and I don't want to come off like I'm being mean or anything." So Erica tells her not to soften her edges. I was like, I like that. I like that. When you're rough around the edges. So she's telling her, do not soften your edges. Then they talk about the moment on the Sprinter with Sutton, talking about this sisterhood and being honest. And they said, it felt hypocritical to Dorit. Then and where she gets that from, because Sutton was on the boat telling her, I'll be there for you. I can support you, whatever you need, rah, rah, rah. Then the next moment is, rah! They arguing, going back and forth and back again. So Dorita's like, she is so hypocritical. So then, she's hollering at me, and then Dorit hollers back. But I don't remember Sutton hollering at Dorit. I just remember Dorit just hollering. But Sutton gets mad, and then Erica said, and I lost it too. And we all know that because, honey, Erica's ponytail was just a moving and a grooving, and her ponytail actually fell down, y'all. She said that. I guess when she don't watch What Happens Live, but then I watched the after show, and she was talking about her ponytail fell down and she had to put it back up. Woo, that was hilarious. So she's mad. Erica's mad at Sutton because Sutton's trying to call her out for what she calls stage whispering. She was stage whispering to Kyle about Dorit because Dorit was, arguing and fussing and talking crazy and saying what she meant, blah, blah, blah. And Erica kind of turned to Kyle like a sidebar conversation. And she was like, I don't remember her saying that. And so Sutton heard it and she's trying to bring it to the forefront. Sutton, are you serious right now? Girl, okay. Sutton wants them to stop talking about each other. Erica says at least she has the balls enough to say it out loud. Sutton says she is not angry at Dorit. They can all be friends and get upset with each other and then work on it in the end. Sutton and Avi, they get the U-Haul. They got to go over to Garcelle's house to help her move some things to her beach house. Remember, she bought a beach house about 3 years ago. She has renovated it from beginning to end, inside and out, up to down. Okay. It is a totally new house. She's almost done with the outside landscaping, but for the most part, she has rebuilt this beautiful beach home. She has decorated. It looks gorgeous. And so they're taking some things over for the house. So the beach house is like an hour and some change away, and it's so cute. Sutton got a U-Haul and got Avi to come with her, and they're gonna move the stuff. So they're out there hanging out, and so they talk about how great Garcelle is doing, how proud Garcelle is just making boss moves. She's producing movies, got this house. The kids are doing good. They're getting ready to go to college, I believe. And so Sutton calls her a beacon. Haven't heard that in a long time. And so now Sutton says that there are some shifts in this group. And so she said, who? She said, Kyle and Dorit, and now her and Dorit. And Sutton said, I will guide her through her divorce because she just doesn't know how much of a mess she's about to be in with PK. Garcelle brings up her break-in. Remember when Dorit was at home with the kids and someone broke in and robbed her and all that. And so Garcelle says she doesn't think that Dorit had something to do with it, but she kind of does. But she's like, well, someone did. Well, yeah, we do know that. So what Garcelle's trying to say is something that was premeditated. Somebody plotted on Dorit, and we don't know who. And so she says Dorit was at the wrong place at the wrong time. What are you talking about? She was at home. That's your home is not a wrong place. So, okay, Garcelle, you might need to go back and retract your statement. Anyway, at Erica's house, the therapist is over. Hey, Dr. Jim. She drops by, and Erica's ready to make her home a sanctuary. She's trying to remodel her bedroom. And she tells I guess the interior designer earlier in the episode, I don't want us to change a room. I want a new home. Well, baby, you got to keep hustling. You got to keep hustling. What happened to your Vegas residency? What happened to that old man you was dating in Vegas? What happened? Okay, move on. So you went out and bought a Porsche last week. That could have been a house. You think? Oh gosh, how much does a Porsche cost? I'm sure that could have been a house. She tells us she's been in that house for 4 years, guys. It has been 4 years. And she's been living like a hermit for the last 3 because The first year she moved, the paparazzi stayed outside her home getting bad pictures of her. So she just stayed in the house, because the case was hot and popping back then with all the victims that she had no empathy for. And we ain't forgot about that, Erica. But I see you are growing. You were in a dark space. Y'all remember when Erica used to talk all hard and rough? I just can't handle the truth. Oh, I'm so glad she is coming out of that. So she's healing. She's a different person. We need to maybe give her some grace, but did she give them earrings away? Give them earrings back? No, she got to keep them, huh? She should have sold them for charity. So she tells Dr. Jen about the stage whispering gate and why Sutton's personality is so inconsistent. And she just wants to know, why does Sutton trigger her so much? And so the therapist is like, because your attitude towards her has always been F you, you don't tell me what to do, how dare you judge me? And so Erica was like agreeing, like, that's me. You got that right. And so she said, well, this is less about Sutton and it's more about your history of the shoulds in this group of women. And you have your list of shoulds that the women have not done for you. Or the list of shoulds that the women have done to you. Uh-huh. She mentioned Sutton giving Kyle like a pajama and pizza party because she's breaking up with Mauricio. And, she says she didn't get one. Pretty much no support from the ladies. So the therapist tells her, because your divorce made you a villain and then you made it worse. And I was like, yep. And even America said that. And so she said the Lexapro and the alcohol was not a good help. It was not a good blend for the situation. And so she was like, that was not pizza party behavior that you had. And so the therapist says, maybe later you can have your pizza party and then you can acknowledge the crap that you took, and then maybe the girls will support you from that point on. And kind of kudos to you, Erica, for surviving. Okay. Well, it's Kyle's party. Everything looks good. She got live animals. It's the denim and diamonds, honey. And Camille comes first. And there's no Morgan. So they talk about the party, how she's throwing this party, hosting by herself with no Mauricio, and Camille just going all into the, oh yeah, I've been through it with Kelsey, the young girls, the midlife crisis, they have no responsibilities and they just be doing the thing and da da da. And so Kyla's like, wait, what? Kyla's like, excuse me, ma'am, I'm the one with the midlife crisis. He was cheating. Yes, I was too. And yeah, Kyle said that's not her experience. and, and Camilla's projecting. No, she not. You were having a midlife crisis, Kyle, all on TV, embarrassing the mess out of Mauricio. But the street says that y'all been separated. He been cheated. You've been acting up, and y'all been that fell apart. This is not anything new, just new to us. Garcelle shows up, and Kyle lets her know that there's a tattoo artist in the house. And Garcelle wants to get a tattoo. She wants the numbers 1111 on the inside of her wrist because those are her favorite numbers. Sutton and Jen shows up, then Erica and Dorit. And Dorit, girl, has on some bomb, cute Gucci pants, girl. I'm gonna tell you one thing about Dorit. What she know how to do is put some labels on. That girl knows how to dress, okay? Drinking my water, besties, in case you were wondering. So then Bose shows up and she's looking all cute in her hot pink. She is tall, but I know Kyle is really short. But I'm like, she really looks like an Amazon compared to them. But she was so cute. She just got back from Brazil. Her daughter turned 15 and she takes her on an international trip for her birthday every year. And they ran a clip. The girl wants to hit every continent before she's 18. So she has 3 more years, and she probably will do it because her mother is Bose. Kyle's party is very well attended. Like I said, men everywhere, mechanical bull. She has a band. She got the bar. She got the tattoo artist inside. He does Garcelle's tattoo. It's cute. She tells Sutton that she had a good old talk with Kyle, and they got a lot in common. Especially if Kyle goes ahead with the divorce, and then they're both empty nesters, or will be, because Portia is about 16, so she may be graduating in the next year. And so Garcelle tells Sutton that PK texts Kyle. So they ran back the footage, and Garcelle, when Kyle told Garcelle was like, "What?" I was like, "Really? Overacting a little bit?" And so Garcelle says she would have a problem with that. Sutton says, "Well, her and Dorit haven't been talking, and Dorit knows that they talk because they was friends before." So she said maybe Kyle is just closer to PK. Garcelle says, "I don't give a darn. Once we break up, that should stop." And I was like, "Yes, that's that black girl. That's that black girl magic. We don't play those games. When I break up, you break up. Okay, okay." And it's so funny, besties. This happened just yesterday. One of my friends got divorced recently, and I had his number too. And so we're Facebook friends. And so he was selling something, and I wanted it. And so I go to my phone. I'm looking through my address, my contacts, because I'm about to text him instead of send him a DM on the social media. Girls, his number is no longer in my phone. So see, I'm that friend. When you break up, I'm breaking up. I don't need his number in my phone. It is on delete. So I had to DM him, right? He hit me back though. So I'm gonna have his number eventually because I'm gonna have to go over and pick it up. But I do still have the old ad. I have his address where she used to live when she was there. I still have that address. I just know where he lives. Let's just say that. So, but it's the same thing. So, um, she said that's just so. Bo sits down with Dorit and Erica, and they talk about Sutton, of course, because that's the topic of today. And so Bo says they all need to have a tribal council. And she said, but she knows it's not possible. And this is probably did I write down what it really meant? But it means you come together, you squash some stuff and commit to doing better. I'm pretty sure that's what that means. The ladies don't talk about anything deep. All they do is just start arguing. That's what Bo says in her confessional. All the ladies join in and join the rest, and then Camille comes over too. So Sutton says she doesn't like when they are disjointed, and she meant it when she was talking about when she spoke about the sisterhood and being honest. Erica can't take it no more. She is just like, I have been holding this in, and I can't. So Erica says she appreciates the sisterhood, and it feels sincere, but she says, "Son, you're volatile. Yeah, you're volatile and you're inconsistent." And so Son's like, "No, I'm truthful." Uh, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And then in Jennifer's confessional, she says, she's friends with Sutton. She's been knowing her a while, and she agrees with Erica. She said Erica has that right. She is. Mm-hmm. She is inconsistent. So Dorit says, you overreact when you're stressed. Sutton snaps at Dorit, and Dorit tells her, stop yelling at me. So some Dorit, who no Sutton was like, people yell, they yell at me too in this group. So then Sutton starts talking very softly, just like being funny. She's like, Dorit, da, 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 da. So Dorit says, talk normal, stop talking like that, just don't yell at me. And tells her she can't be real at all, and you can't be honest. So she said you can't lead the charge because you are just no, you're not real. Dorit, you just don't listen. And somebody was there sitting there talking about, I was like, Lord, must have been that darn Garcelle, because you know Garcelle gonna take a shot anytime she can to take a jab at Dorit. And I don't like that about Garcelle, because you seem to be mature. You said what you said about her being a Karen and not understanding whatever you was talking about. And it's like you can't just keep dragging her. Like, you said what you said. You're not cool with her. You don't fool with her. So just be quiet. You don't have to, that ain't true. Nope, I don't agree. You don't have to do that. Like, would you stop? Stop it. So, Dorit, you don't listen. Erica says, well, it's been 10 years. She ain't never going to listen. Well, this is what you wanted, Sutton. You wanted honesty and truth. Is that what you wanted? Erica just gave it to you. Normally, Erica probably would have turned to whoever she's sitting next to and had a sidebar. But since you want them to be upfront and stop talking about each other, what is it called? A stage whisper. Erica went ahead and gave you what you wanted. Then Garcelle says they've been trying to get Dorit to shut up for years. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. And Dorit don't come for Garcelle at all. She lets everything slide. But that might change. And Garcelle needs to pay attention, because Dorit is coming for everybody. Okay? She ain't with it. You know, and you lost something very huge in your life, like a marriage. You know, she ain't, she not putting up with no mess. And she says it. Kyle asks, well, what's the point? What are you trying to make? What are we trying to do here? Sutton says, so we can be honest. And they tell Sutton, well, you need to lead by example. Sutton's like, I'm trying to. No, you're not. They are coming for Sutton. So they have a back and forth, and back again. And then Dorit starts mocking Sutton's soft voice. What, are you going to talk like this? Or you going to talk? Well, I'll talk like this. Erica says, no, don't do that, babe. Don't, no, don't do that. You can't go lower. Don't go lower. Sutton tells Dorit that she's just angry at her. No, she tells her, you're not angry at me. You're angry about your life, not her. Ooh. Wow, Sutton. Dorit, in her confessional, says, meet Sutton Strack, who loves to support women when they are at their lowest. I was like, girl. Oh. I be like, when they gonna start fighting? They ain't gonna start fighting on Bravo? Because it's time to start punching and punching. It's time to start slapping and punching on people. You're not gonna be playing with me in front of all these people talking crazy to me. Anyway, Kyle says that was a low blow. She was like, that was low. But she agrees, but she wouldn't have said that. Well, that's why Sutton wants everybody to start saying stuff. Dorit says she is not in a good place. And then Garcelle says, oh. And I was wondering, is Garcelle starting to have compassion for Dorit? Will she apologize soon for all the jabs she's been taking? Is she regretting all the dissing she's been doing? Probably not. And so Dorit tells Sutton, oh, you've been waiting to say that. Oh, yeah, you've been waiting to say that. She said, you know what? My life sucks right now. And I just have no more room for BS. You know, and I'm just being open and honest. And here goes Sutton. Great. Well, Dorit, I'm not angry with you. And, you know, you raised your voice because, she said, no, I had to raise my voice because, Dorit, you don't get the bigger point. And she's like, you know, we can still be friends after we have low moments. And Dorit was like, I get that. I understand that the most. What are you talking about? So then Bo says, well, you know, we can't be weaponizing each other in moments of vulnerability. So here goes Sutton. She like, what? Me? When? What you talking about? What you mean? What was she saying to Kyle last season? Name them. Name them. Name them. So, you know, she said when you told her she's mad about her life, like you're weaponizing that. And just like we all know the poor girl is going through a divorce. We know that. You don't have to say it. If you're not going to support this girl and be there for her, leave her alone. Golly. Now here comes Camille. No more grammar. She butts in. Well, I'm sorry to butt in, but when I lost my home to the fire and I lost my assistant of many, many, many years, I didn't get any compassion from a lot of you, especially you, Dorit. Well, you're a total CUNT to me. Everyone's like, oh, because honey, this is the worst word that you can say to a white woman is to call her a CUNT, a see you next Tuesday. And I don't understand it. I don't get what is so. I don't get why it's just so. It's despicable, but they act like it is just the worst thing you can be called. So they was like, not the C word. And she said, no, I called you a stupid C word. Dorit says she said it as a joke, and you knew it was a joke. And now what is it now? You just need a moment. So Camille's like, well, I didn't know then that it was a joke. I didn't know back then it was a joke. She's, yes, you did. Oh, they going back and forth and back again. And then Camille just tells Dorit, well, then you take your selfies and you put all your friends on hold for hours while you're having a photo shoot. And Dorit was like, and your point? And so she said, what are you doing here? Why are you even here? It's like, Dorit, stop. That's Kyle's friend. She invited her to her house for a party. So Camille tells Dorit, you are still condescending. You are still condescending. And that's my point. And so Dorit is like, Lord have mercy. And she starts yawning like bored, like, oh. that's Dorit. And Camille just a talking. And you this, and you that, and you that. And I felt bad for you when you came to my house with her. And Erica looking like, my name is Erica. My name is Erica. And then in Erica's confessional, she sits there and she says the C word. Child, I fell out. Erica just sat there. She just said, see you next Tuesday. Woo. She was like, you know what she was going through. Come on, stop. And it was like, we all been through a lot. Yeah, every last one of y'all been through a divorce. Every last one of you. Everybody. That's why y'all just so much static. And I don't get it. So Sutton says she is still here for Dorit. She's not angry. Dorit says actions speak louder than words. Your actions too, honey. Oh, that made Dorit madder. So Dorit says Sutton does not care. She just wants to look like a sincere, empathetic friend. She doesn't want to be one. Girl, that was a word right there. You're just trying to look like you're one. You ain't interested in helping me. Weaponizing my downfall at my vulnerable moment in life. You are not here to help. So Kyle was like, everyone just needs to work on their actions and their delivery and stop holding grudges. Kyle, really? You must be talking to yourself. Don't you hold grudges, honey? Are you serious? And then everybody just sitting there looking crazy. And so Jennifer was like, oh, Kyle, this was a great party. And then the episode ended. It was like, wow. It was like, Dorit is just coming out. PK got her mad at everybody. Y'all need to leave Dorit alone. Let her go somewhere and start her healing journey, honey. We do not need to see her play this out on camera. Oh, this is a mess. This is a whole mess. All these people have hurt each other. It's just everybody gets a turn. And I guess now it is Dorit's turn, honey. And she ain't taking no prisoners. She is fussing, fighting, screaming, hollering, and she don't care. Gonna call you out your name, call you to see you next Tuesday, and that's that on that. Besties, let me know down in the comments how you felt about this week's episode. It was something else. And I think, oh, we didn't get any previews for next week, or did I cut it off before? I don't remember. But anyway, besties, I will see you in the next video. Bye, besties.